Lyra and the Fallen Star. Lyra loved the garden when the sun went to sleep. The flowers turned a deep, dusty blue, and the grass felt like soft velvet under her bare toes. One evening, as the first shadows stretched across the lawn, she spotted a tiny golden light blinking deep inside the hydrangea bushes. She reached out her hands and carefully cupped them together. Inside was a little star, no bigger than a marble. "Hello," she whispered, her eyes wide with wonder. The star didn't say anything, but it flickered a soft, warm yellow against her palms. This was Pip, and he was very far from home. Pip was shivering, and his points were a bit dull. He had fallen from the big sky during a game of hide-and-seek with the moon. Lyra saw a tiny, shimmering tear roll down his glowing cheek. "Don't be sad," she said softly. "I will help you get back to your friends." Lyra tried to jump as high as she could. She held Pip up toward the clouds, stretching her arms until her fingers tingled. But the sky was much too far away. "Oof," she sighed, landing back on the grass with a thud. Pip flickered a dim, worried purple. Then Lyra had an idea. She found a giant, fluffy dandelion that had gone to seed. It looked like a tiny white cloud on a green stick. "Maybe if we catch a breeze you can float back up," she suggested. She took a deep breath, but the seeds only drifted slowly to the ground. High above, a pair of large, round eyes watched them from the old oak tree. It was Swoop the owl. He had wings as wide as a cozy blanket and feathers the color of chocolate and cream. He landed silently on a low branch to see what the fuss was about. "What do you have there, little human?" Swoop hooted softly. Lyra stepped closer to the tree and held up her hands to show him the tiny, shivering star. "This is Pip," Lyra explained. "He belongs in the sky, but he is too small to fly back by himself." Swoop blinked his golden eyes and puffed out his chest. "I can fly to the very top of the tallest tree, and even higher than the clouds," he offered. Lyra smiled and carefully placed Pip onto the soft, thick feathers on the back of Swoop's neck. "Hold on tight, Pip," she whispered. Swoop took a deep breath and flapped his powerful wings. Whoosh! Up they went, soaring past the rooftops and the swaying treetops. Pip glowed brighter and brighter with every inch they climbed, feeling the cool night air rushing past his points. With one last leap into the air, Pip zipped away from Swoop and landed perfectly in his empty spot in the sky. Lyra looked up from the garden and saw him winking at her from far, far away. She waved her hand and smiled. "Good night, Pip," she whispered as the garden turned to sleep.